Correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
It was a closed-door meeting with President Muhammadu
Buhari. The choice of the party and that of Mr. President to lead the Senate, that is Senator Ahmed Lawan.
Asked if he was coerced to take the decision, Senator Danjuma Goje says as a leader, he has come to respect the value of leadership and therefore must take the honorable path. His position, he says, is due to the conviction that the right thing is being done by supporting Senator Lawan.
In spite of the support I have among my colleagues, senators-elect, I have decided, in difference to the loyalty I have for His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, and in difference to my loyalty to my party, APC, in the interest of the unity of our party and the development of this country, in order to assist Mr. President to deliver on his promises, I have decided to respect his wish by not declaring to contest this Senate presidency. Instead, I am supporting the position of the party and its own position, thereby endorsing the candidature of Senator Ahmed Lawan.
Showing appreciation to President Muhammadu Buhari for giving the right leadership, Senator Ahmed Lawan says the nation stands to benefit greatly from a robust and united Senate.
The endorsement by Senator Goje is going to bring so much unity in the APC and indeed in the entire Senate in a very bipartisan fashion. I believe that that is the way to go. And we want to go there into the Ninth Senate, united right from outside, kickstart our activities, very important at this time. The country needs a Senate that is focused and united for optimum performance. And I believe that our colleagues in the Ninth Senate or the senators-elect will be happy to hear that this has been achieved.
Present at the meeting includes Senator-elect Ubasani from Kaduna State and the Senior Special Assistant to the President on National Assembly Matters in the Senate, Ita Enang. In the State House, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
And while clerk to the National Assembly, Mohammed Sani Omolori says he has received proclamation from President Muhammadu Buhari to dissolve the 8th National Assembly in line with the provisions of the 1999 Constitution as amended. The clerk disclosed this to newsmen in Abuja.
The proclamation for the dissolution of the 8th National Assembly takes effect from 12 midnight on the 8th of June. By implication, on the 8th of June at 12 midnight, the 8th National Assembly stands dissolved. Similarly, the 9th National Assembly will be inaugurated and the first sitting will be held on Tuesday, 11th of June by 10 a.m. in the National Assembly complex.
And Nigeria's electoral process in the last 20 years has been described as one that has undergone various reforms that have improved the credibility of elections in the country. And this is the standpoint of guests on NTA's program, Good Morning Nigeria, as they called on political parties to exhibit better traits of internal democracy. Daniel Aderi tells us more.
It has been 20 years since the military returned to the barracks, allowing democracy to take root in the country. Guests on Good Morning Nigeria noted that there have been some achievements, but more needs to be done to ensure that Nigerians enjoy the dividends of democracy, which include access to basic education, health, water, and sanitation, among others, which remains the major challenge.
As a nation and as a country, it is 20 years down the line now. We must sit down and look at.
We seem to have a mix-up with Daniel's report. We'll bring it to you as soon as we get it corrected. Well, millions of Nigerians nationwide are currently benefiting from the different schemes under the federal government's National Social Investment Program, NSIP, which is the largest social welfare scheme in the history of the country. And with the second term of President Buhari's administration tagged next level, more Nigerians are expected to come aboard the schemes. 3 years down the lane, Olayinka Ojo takes a look at the direct impact of the program on Nigerians.
200,000 crates of eggs, 594 cows, 83 metric tons.
Is in Lagos now. Good afternoon, Hingino.
Thank you, Ogwa, and welcome to the Center of Excellence. 25 widows trained by a non-governmental organization have received startup packs courtesy Naval Officers' Wives Association. Lynn Leneke reports that 250 widows have benefited from the gesture.
I present this to you, may the grace of faith to God's will in Jesus' name.
These widows are being encouraged to be self-reliant, to match words with action. NOAA, through the Ayodele Initiative, an empowerment program of the wife of the Vice President, trains them in various vocations. The widows expressed appreciation for the gesture.
I'm happy because I learned how to make cake, all these donuts, everything for them. I'm happy. God will bless them.
I'm very happy to be here. Very, very happy. When we went to Abuja, in fact, when they called that we should come to Ada, and I was like, including all baby, among all people, why me? But I was very happy.
The national president of the association, Theresa Ibas, encouraged the women to take advantage of the program, which will translate to economic benefits.
This empowerment program is therefore intended to help alleviate the sufferings of widows of naval personnel who died in active service, and also to show them that we care about them.
Presentation of these startup packs is a proof that widows will soon be financially independent. In Lagos, Lynn Leneke, NTA News.
The Lagos State government has organized a Ramadan get-together to mark the successful end of the one-month Ramadan fast. Nosa Osula reports that it was a platform for the wife of the Lagos State Governor, Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, to further advise Muslim faithful to put into practice all they learned during the period, as exemplified by Prophet Muhammad.
Dr. Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu urged Muslim faithful to emulate the virtues of Prophet Muhammad as they celebrate Eid al-Fitr.
Let us remember the essence of the month and the expected renewal of faith and spiritual cleansing of souls of all Muslim brothers and sisters. More importantly, let us continue to be prayerful and remain righteous.
Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu used the opportunity to assure residents of his commitments to their welfare.
It's a new government. It's a government that we're pleading and we're saying to you that please join us. Let us have a continuous collaborative engagement. We'll continue to call on you. We'll continue to knock on your doors. We'll continue to ask you to work with us.
Governor also enjoined Muslims to remain steadfast in applying the virtues of Ramadan through sustained supplication, hospitality, and good neighborliness. In Lagos, Nosa Osula, NTA News.
Officials of the Lagos State Building Control Agency and Fiscal Planning Permit Authority have clarified issues on the desirability of soil tests by owners of some houses on the Lagos Island. Amakawa reports that the measure is to stem the incessant building collapse in parts of Lagos.
Statistics by the Lagos State Building Control Agency indicate that 31 buildings have been demolished on the island and 300 have been marked for proper scrutiny. The question on the lips of residents of Lagos Island, especially the landlords, is why soil tests at this time?
And when they are marking all the houses, they came to our building, they didn't see anything. They said we should go and do soil test. The landlord has been wanting a Tasketa to do the soil test. Where do they want us to live?
Yes, they marked like 6 houses. They said they should go and test the building before demolishing it, whether it is good or not.
Officials of the relevant agencies have justified the directive.
When government identifies your house as being suspected to be distressed, whoever is in charge, the developer or the owner or the tenants, we need their cooperation. I mean, you won't tell me it's a lie, my house is not distressed. Maybe it's just a crack, I can plaster it. No. Do your part. Get an engineer. Let him appraise your building. Let him present a report to LAPCA. Let's work together. So at least once and for all, we can still be both eyes closed.
That last year alone, we found that 90% of those submissions of last year, we are unable to give us non-destructive integrity test, which delays their plans and their applications.
Recently, one of the houses marked for demolition collapsed, killing a little child. In Lagos, Amaka O, NTA News.
That's our contribution from Lagos. Nationwide continues in Abuja after the break.
General public is hereby invited to the unveiling ceremony of a historical exhibition in pictures, arts and immersive environment as part of activities lined up to mark the 2019 Democracy Day commemoration. The exhibition with the theme Unbroken Democracy is scheduled to take place as follows. Date 7th June 2019. Venue International Conference Center, ICC. Time 4:30 p.m. Please note, the exhibition will remain open to the public until June 12, 2019. Boss Mustafa, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, announcer.
Television studio lighting requires skills which can only be acquired through professional training. NTA TV College JOS therefore invites engineers and technical officers in public and private television stations to a special 4-week course on television studio lighting. Date 10th June to 5th July 2019. Course fee 100,000 naira only per participant. Accommodation fees inclusive. Venue NTA TV College, Rayfield, JOS. The course will expose participants to modern techniques and technologies of television studio lighting, operation of studio lighting equipment, and the profound effect of lighting on television broadcast. For more enquiries, please call 0803-314-4383 or 0806-980-9807. NTA TV College, training you to be the best you want to be.
The Nigerian national flag is a sacred national symbol. It is a mark of patriotism and a show of love for our nation to fly the national flag correctly, in the right colors, right dimension, and in the right sizes for each occasion. In recent times, it has been noticed that government offices, corporate organizations, banks, embassies, and other notable institutions fly faded, shredded, and haggard-looking versions of the national flag. This is wrong and must stop. It has also been noticed that some citizens prefer to popularize the national flag of other nations. Fellow countrymen and women, let us be patriotic. Come, let us show love for the motherland. Fly the correct versions of our national flag in all relevant places. Be patriotic. Be proud ambassadors of our great country.
This message is from the National Orientation Agency.
Be part of the biggest soccer fiesta in the African continent as the Super Eagles go on a bold mission to clinch the prestigious title for the 4th time, to the excitement of millions of fans across the length and breadth of Nigeria. Nigeria's premier sports production and marketing group, Hot Sports, partners with the biggest, the largest, and the #1 television network in Africa, the NTA, to give Nigerians a memorable viewing experience. Boost fan support for the Super Eagles to glory in Egypt. For inquiries, please contact Abubakar on 0803-331-0175 and Felix on 0803-308-2375. NTA, you can't beat the rich.
Welcome back to Abuja. We now have Daniel Aderie's report on a look back of the electoral process 20 years ago, and how guests on Good Morning Nigeria have called for political parties to exhibit guests on Good Morning Nigeria calling on political parties to exhibit better traits of internal democracy.
Nigeria's electoral process in the last 20 years, guests on Good Morning Nigeria believe has seen the good, the bad and the ugly, and in recent times more credibility with electoral reforms to ensure fairness, equity and justice. They emphasized that the positive changes being witnessed in the electoral process has yielded results in advancing the nation's democratic culture, evident with the electoral umpire's unbiasedness in increasing more political participation.
What is important is the determination, and I think for these 20 years we've seen progress, but all in all we are a determined people, and the institutions are also beginning to respond to the fact that we are civilianizing our language.
In the last 20 years, Nigeria has learned quite a lot in trying to perfect the process. Those started with the responsibility of the electoral process, such as the electoral umpire, the security, services, and what have you. Also trying to perfect the ways and means of ensuring that the system is not flaunted.
They also commended the judiciary's commitment in the electoral system through landmark judgments.
Courts are actually taking over the space that has been provided by the irresponsibility of members of the political class. And I think that's a logical outcome of that.
They unanimously agreed that the improvement has also increased citizens' participation. In Abuja, Daniel Adiriye, NTA News.
And to Zamfara State now, where Governor Bello Mohammed of the state has approved the immediate suspension of the Emir of Maru, Alhaji Abubakar Chika Ibrahim, and the district head of Kanoma in the same emirate, Alhaji Ahmed Lawal, following series of complaints on their alleged involvement in bandit criminal acts in their domains. In a statement by the Director General, Press Affairs Government House, Gusau, Alhaji Yusuf Idris, the Emir and the district head will remain suspended until the outcome of an investigation into the allegation. According to the statement, the Emir is directed to hand over official vehicles and other government property in his possession to the most senior district head of the emirate. Maru local government area is one of the LGA's worst hit by the activities of armed bandits in Zamfara State. And a good number of youths in Umuahia embarked on a peaceful protest following the killing of a 23-year-old Christian Onoha in Afarawuku, Ibeku. Ifeanyi Ezumba reports that the victim died instantly.
According to eyewitness at the protest, one Mr. Chukwudi Elosigwe told NTA News that the police shot the victim in cold blood, demanding that the state and the federal government intervene so that justice is done, as well as ensure that the rights of the citizens is protected.
The police officer was coming, putting his light on, and the full light on. They asked him to dim his light. He said, why should they command him that if they talk that he will kill the boy? And said, I asked you to dim your light. Why should you kill him? He came out with his rifle and shoot him on his hand. When he raised up and said, what have I done that you shot me in the hand? He said, if you come again, that I will shoot you again. The guy now went back and shoot him on the chest, and the guy died immediately. And
yes, yesterday, a Chiga policeman that has been staying in our community for a long time came back home with his rifle and started shooting at innocent youths that were not guiding his own community.
The police public relations officer, Geoffrey Obonna, responding to the situation, said the Nigerian police sincerely condemned the act, stressing that the policeman acted unprofessionally.
The Commissioner of Police has sent a delegation to the community and to the family to commiserate with them, and as well set up a strong investigating team in the homicide section of the state CID to look into the case. And he has assured the citizenry that the officer that perpetrated this act will never go unpunished.
The police public relations officer, who also added that the public should not see this act as the behavior of the Nigerian police, emphasized that justice will surely be done, while advising them to continue to remain calm and be law-abiding. Ifeanyi Izumba, NTA News.
And still talking security, sustained efforts by the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps to combat oil theft, illegal bunkering in Rivers State has continued to pay off. The latest seizure of trucks, boats loaded with illegally refined products alongside the arrest of 10 suspects is another case in point. Emmanuel Lene tells us more.
Some of the seized items from the suspected oil thieves by the anti-vandal unit of the Corps include 4 trucks, 2 buses, a Camry car, 2 power boats, a speed and wooden boat, some of which were loaded with illegally refined diesel, petrol or crude oil running into thousands of liters. 8 suspects made up of 6 males and 2 females were also arrested in connection with the oil theft, while a main suspect of job racketeering was also paraded for being in possession of a fake appointment letter. Assistant Commandant General Mohammed Lawal said the suspects were arrested following intelligence by the command, reiterating the commitment of the Corps to reduce the incidence of oil theft in the state to the barest minimum.
Because the rate of arrest is reducing.
Also said the suspects will be charged to court for prosecution. In Port Harcourt, Emmanuel Lene, NTA News.
Governor Badaru reads Riot Act to teachers in Kano. Rukaya is standing by in Kaduna to tell us what this is all about. Hello, Rukaya.
Hello, good to see you and welcome to Kaduna. Eid Mubarak. Concerned by the recent performance of its students at both basic and secondary levels of education, Jigawa State government has warned teachers in the state to avoid the dereliction of duty or face dismissal. Governor Muhammad Badr Abubakar handed down the warning while hosting a mayor of Dutse on a Salah homage. Awal Muhammad Kazauri has the details.
As it is the tradition, the Hawan Bariki is a homage paid by the Emir and his entire district heads and other title holders to the governor. It was also for the two leaders to review the outgone year and discuss pressing needs of their people. The Emir of Dutse gives pass mark to the state government for its primary health policy and pledges continued support to sustain the peace being enjoyed in Jigawa State. For Governor Badaru Abubakar at the next level, more needs to be done by his government to review the standard of education in the state. He vowed to remove any unqualified teacher from the system to ensure quality of teaching.
I set up a special committee to fish out bad eggs among our teachers. They will soon face sanctions in the state.
As it is the tradition, the Emir and his entourage appeared in colorful attires. From Dutse, Awal Muhammad Kazauri, NTA News.
And the Nigerian Air Force will continue to enhance the resourcefulness and proficiency of all its technical units through results-oriented training for enhanced professionalism in all its operations. The Chief of Aircraft Engineering Headquarters, Nigerian Air Force, Air Vice Marshal Musa Ibrahim Mukhtar, stated this at the graduation of Basic Avionics Components Repair course in Kaduna. Ibrahim Bellagunda reports.
The Basic Avionics Repair course is a 7-week intensive technical course designed to equip participants with practical and theoretical basics of avionics, electrical and instrument repairs. Guest of honor, Chief Aircraft Engineer Headquarters, Nigerian Air Force, Air Vice Marshal Musa Ibrahim Mukhtar, represented by Director Production Air Commodore Ado Babu Inua, said Basic Avionics Component Repair course is there to the leadership of the Nigerian Air Force, which has reduced dependence on foreign vendors for component repairs, thereby saving the nation millions of naira and enhancing the human capacity and proficiency of personnel.
So the serviceability rate of the aircraft has gone high because of what we're able to do now. And that is why the chief, right from the onset, part of his vision is to ensure that human capacity is built. We localize whatever it is we can do.
This component repair course is one in a series of tailored, practical-oriented
to improve the technical capacity and proficiency of personnel in the Nigerian Air Force.
The 20 participants, comprising 8 officers and 12 airmen, were drawn from avionic engineers, weather and communication specialists. Awards were presented to those that distinguished themselves. In Kaduna, Ibrahim Bello Gunda, NTA News.
And on agriculture, in the face of remarkable successes in agricultural productions, farmers in the 44 local government areas of Kano State are scaling up efforts towards exploring and exploiting available financial interventions to drive maximum benefits from entire production value chain. Hadiza Muhammad Ali reports that at present, the farmers are undergoing training and opportunities in the market's commodity exchange. The report.
Stretching the objectives of value chain in agriculture, the federal government has recently approved the establishment of 10 new rice mills across the country to promote commercial agriculture. This, according to the stockholders, is one of the next steps taken to do more in rice production.
Rice farmers are benefited, maize farmers are benefited, Northeast Commodity Association are benefited, they grow multiple crops. Now ginger is coming in, palm oil is coming in, so sesame seeds, soya beans, they are all coming on board, and livestock, of course.
So the issue of post-harvest losses have been taken care of because in our warehouses we process, we package, we bag, and then we have an exchange where the commodities can be sold.
Chairman Kano State All Farmers Association, Farouk Rabi Umudi, said the sensitization is timely as it sets to address 70% of farmers' marketing problems and stabilize price of farm produce in the market. He expressed farmers' gratitude for the initiative and pledged to support it to succeed.
Normally we will harvest and then at later end we will not find the buyers. The price they will buy is not going to be appreciable to the farmers.
The forum emphasized the importance for farmers to always repay agricultural loans collected or revolving arrangements to ensure sustainability. In Kano, Hadiza Muhammad Ali, NTA News.
And that's it from this end. Is back to Ugwa in Abuja for continuation of Nationwide. Enjoy the rest of your Eid celebration.
Thanks, Rukaya. Moving on now, President Muhammadu Buhari is felicitating with Pastor William Folorunsho Kumuyi of Deeper Life Bible Church as he turns 78 years old. A statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, indicates that the President recalls his meeting with the respected cleric at the State House, Abuja, last October, during which the latter shared deep insights about the country and how he prayed with him and for the entire country, particularly in respect of the then forthcoming general elections. President Buhari applauds the divine wisdom and temperate nature which Pastor Kumuyi exudes at all times and prays that God will give him longer life and greater grace to serve God and humanity. The economy, security and fighting corruption were the key areas of the Buhari administration promised to give priority, with the diversification from oil being one of the policies to improve the economy. While the Central Bank of Nigeria, as a major player in the economy, restricted issuance of forex for those who trade in 43 items. Joy Uzo in this report x-rays the impact of the policy on the manufacturing sector.
Manufacturing sector was down on its news when the Buhari administration assumed in 2015. This was attributed to the harsh operation condition in the country and the mass importation of almost everything, including the ones that can be done locally, consequently making it difficult for local manufacturers to compete with inferior goods imported. To stem the tide and offer Nigerian manufacturers opportunity to remain afloat, the Central Bank of Nigeria restricted accessing forex on rice, cement, textiles, fertilizer, furniture accessories, processed meat, dairy products, and other items. Chijioke Ndudi Uzomba, a manufacturer of furniture products at Idu Industrial Area, has been importing most of its raw materials, which made production costs high. CBN's policy in the last 4 years, he says, has brought succor to local manufacturers like him.
Although the policy is engineered for the betterment of the Nigerian man, I think there is
manufacturers to consider local options in sourcing their raw materials by restricting access to foreign exchange on 43 items. 4 of these items alone constitute over 1.1 trillion naira of our import bill. In the area of risk-based supervision, the weakening of the naira following the shift of a more flexible foreign exchange mechanism, along with the exposure of several banks to the oil and gas sector, impacted somewhat on the balance sheet of domestic banks.
The policy, as well as others being implemented to improve the economy, the CBN believes will put Nigeria on the path of growth. I believe that Chijoke, other manufacturers, and even job seekers will have better chances of getting jobs with more local manufacturing firms gaining their feet also share. In Abuja, I'm Joy Uzo, NTA News.
You're watching NTA Nationwide. Inauguration of Osun's 7th Assembly and workshop on new teaching and learning methods in African universities are trending issues in Oyo State. Well, these details of this as we join Kemi in Ibadan. Kemi.
Thank you, Ogwa, and a warm welcome to Ibadan. A fourth-time member of the Osun State House of Assembly, Timothy Oweye, has been elected as the Speaker of the Assembly. Correspondent Tope Alabi reports that Osun State Governor Gboyega Oyetola was on the floor of the House to witness the inauguration of the state's 7th Assembly.
Clerk of the House, Mr. Simeon Amushon, is empowered by Section 3, subsection 105 of the Constitution to usher in the 7th Assembly. The immediate past majority leader representing Ilesha East State constituency, Mr. Timothy Oweye, was unanimously elected as the Speaker following his nomination by Mr. Babatunde Olatunji representing Ife North State constituency, while Mr. Femi Popola representing Irekodun Burikpe Uduotin State constituency and a former chief whip in the 3rd Assembly during Chief Bisi Akoli regime was elected Deputy Speaker of the 7th Assembly. The new Speaker later administered oath of allegiance on the other 24 members and thereafter presided over the elections of other principal officers. Mr. Maruf Olanriwaju of APC representing Irewole Ishokun State constituency is the majority leader, while Mr. Babatunde Adewumi of PDP representing Eden North State constituency is now the minority leader. Governor Gboyega Oyetola, along with other dignitaries, want the 7th Assembly to emulate the 6th Assembly under Dr. Najim Salam and be committed to efforts geared towards the overall uplift of the people. The 26-member Assembly has only 2 females, while the rest are males, with 23 from APC and just 3 from the PDP. In Osogbo, Tope Alabi, NTA News.
Teachers have been admonished to equip themselves with skills necessary in maximizing learning outcome in students. This was the focus of discourse at a workshop organized by the Partnership for Pedagogical Leadership in Africa, PEDAL, at the University of Ibadan. Correspondent Shola Wahid has the reports.
The workshop is geared towards providing a platform for upgrading the pedagogical skills of African teachers to achieve maximum learning in students so as to acquire skills to meet 21st century needs. Speakers at the event emphasized the need for a nexus between teaching, research, and creativity.
A teacher has to have a love for learning because that's the only way you can get others to be like you.
General complaint is that our graduates, as many of them are not employable by the time we finish their course of study here. So we think maybe the way we teach them is partly responsible.
To move away from the traditional way of teaching, because when you look at the developed world, they had actually moved away from the traditional way of teaching to more innovative way of teaching, which we call pedagogy.
We have to move away from the lecture to introduce more student-centered teaching and learning approaches.
The key things about our work in pedagogy is that we want to create exceptional learning moments.
Pedagogical leadership training is a 4-year initiative which aims to reach 7,000 university students and 1,000 academic staff in over 30 African universities across the continent. In Ibadan, Shola Wahid, NTA News.
And motorists plying the Ife-Ibadan Expressway have expressed concern on the bad portion of the road, which they say has made vehicular movement difficult. Rotimi Akamo's situation report is here presented.
Ife-Ibadan Expressway has become a threat to road users due to series of potholes along the road. The bad portions along the road have made the journey through this road tedious, dangerous, and threat to life.
Road from here to Ife is not too good. You can see most of the time you maneuver from one lane to the other lane just to secure your safety.
It's so bad, so horrible and hectic. It exposes people to serious danger.
One lane of the expressway, which is about 20 kilometers from Gbongan to Ife, has been abandoned by motorists because of many potholes that have enveloped the highway, making traffic heavy on the other side of the road.
We designated our men and officers. If you go to the road now, you will see them where we place them, so that they can be cautioning vehicle, they can slow down vehicle and divert them to the right way of the road.
As a palliative measure, the combined team of Road Safety Corps and police in Ife area have been using their personal effort to fill most of the bad portions of the road.
And that's Nationwide. You're still watching on NTA. Nationwide, we continue with more reports after this timeout. Stay with us.
Turn up to more music, comedy, dance, and more. The Republic, featuring an array of Nigeria's finest. One day called Rema, Psycho YP, Fireboy DML, oh baby, I'm getting jealous, don't wanna Classic Tempo, and other surprise performances. Host Sheila and Judge the General. Date June 9th, 2019. Venue International Conference Center, Abuja. Red carpet 4 p.m. Main show 6 p.m. For inquiries, call 081-0302-9457. The Republic, brought to you by Edgemax Media, supported by OSGF, Sosa, Vidi La Vida, Dre and iBlend, Moscow, Eventi, and Hennessy. The Republic, turn up.
This event is part of the activities lined up for the celebration of Democracy Day 2019.
They are there at the crack of dawn. They are there busy preparing while we rise for our day. They are there silently, guarding, waiting, listening, and watching. They are there ready in the sky above and the waters below, in the blistering heat of the day, in the dead of night, willing, indefatigable, determined in the defense of the sovereignty of our country. They are our first line of defense and our last. They who have paid the ultimate price in defending us. They are fathers and uncles. They are mothers and sisters and girlfriends and boyfriends. They are brothers and cousins and best friends and neighbors. They are classmates, colleagues, and citizens of this nation. They are our defenders and deserve our respect, our prayers, our thoughts. Nigeria, please support our armed forces.
NTA Television College Jos announces admissions into 2-year diploma programs in film and television production, television engineering, and broadcast journalism. The sale of forms will commence on the 13th of May and run through 30th July 2019. Admission forms can be obtained from all marketing offices, NTA state capital stations, zonal centers, or at the office of the academic secretary, NTA Television College, Rayfield, Jos.
On payment of a non-refundable fee of 7,500 naira in bank draft in favor of NTA TV College. Applicants can also obtain the forms through the NTA TV College portal at www.ntatvc.edu.nj.
Applicants are required to possess 5 credits in GCE or SSCE in relevant areas of study in not more than 2 sittings, including English and mathematics. All properly completed forms attached with photocopies of credentials must be submitted on or before 30th July 2019. For further inquiries, please visit our website at ntatvc.com or call 0803-3144-383.
NTA TV College, training you to be the best you want to be.
Registrar, Announcer.
One Football Confederation, 24 teams, 6 stadiums, 4 cities, 504 African stars, 1 trophy. The Africa Cup of Nations Egypt 2019 comes alive from June 21 with the showpiece final on July 19, 2019. Watch the 52 matches of the tournament live on Africa's biggest and largest television network, NTA, in partnership with Hot Sports. Be part of the biggest soccer fiesta in the African continent as the Super Eagles go on a bold mission to clinch the prestigious title for the 4th time, to the excitement of millions of fans across the length and breadth of Nigeria. For inquiries, please contact Abubakar on 0803-331-0175 and Felix on 0803-308-2375. NTA, you can't beat the rich.
Thank you for staying tuned. For the past 4 years, the federal government has been implementing policies and programs with the sole aim of making the country self-sufficient in food production. Well, the first phase of the journey has been completed, with the country cutting down her food importation bill by about 90%. And as the government commences the last lap of the journey, agriculture correspondent Musa Baba Aliu takes a look at the impact of the Anchor Borers program on the socio-economic well-being of the people and the nation's gross domestic product.
Fertile land, good climatic condition and quality seeds are what crop production needs to be profitable and promising. Even though Nigeria is endowed with these, but it still imports food to meet the people's demand. 58-year Noma Atini, a rice farmer in Bunza local government area of Kebbi State, is in control of about 10 hectares of fertile land suitable for cultivation of wheat and rice. He says he was limited to cultivating half of the land due to financial constraint. Asked if he had ever approached any financial institution for a loan to expand his production. Banks are not for smallholder farmers, he says. Altine experience is not different from what more than 50 million farmers across the country are experiencing before the introduction of Anchor Borers scheme. Anchor Borers is a policy of the central bank and the federal government under the diversification program, providing loan at a single-digit interest to smallholder farmers. The program kicked off with 220 billion naira set aside by the Apex Bank in 2015.
The president is very committed to this, and I'm happy that the state governments themselves are committed to this, and we're all working together to ensure that we're able to feed our people, because that is a major objective that should be in the mind of our people. With the population of this country, there's a lot of opportunity. I know we can only pray that everybody should embrace this program so that in due course we'll be able to feed our people rather than importing food for our people.
At the last count, 200,000 smallholder farmers from 29 states of the Federation are benefiting from the program, with 43.92 billion naira released through the central bank and 13 participating financial institutions to fund the agricultural program. About 862,000 farmers are cultivating about 835,000 hectares of land, planting 16 different commodities, including rice, wheat, maize, cotton, soybeans, poultry, cassava, and groundnuts.
One, you have to perform your loan obligation under the Anchor Borers program. Before you go into the farm, there's an arrangement for you to actually give those companies the rice they require at the, commensurate to the quality of, to the volume of loan they gave you. So you have to, first of all, pay that loan, and then the rest, they pay you back.
Altine Noma, one of the benefiting farmers, said he has expanded his farm now, harvesting 200 to 370 kilograms of rice annually.
By way of coalition, we'll look at the number of farmers, visibly involved in production and our output potential right now. Prior to this time, our output potential was hanging around 2 to 2.5 metric tons, and then that moved up to 3.5 metric tons. With this program and with the training our farmers received, to this moment, we can boast of an average yield potential of 5.5 metric tons per hectare.
Records indicated that 2.5 million direct jobs had been created through the implementation of the Anchor Borers scheme as at January this year. Musa Baba Aliu, NTA News.
The African Union Peace and Security Council has with immediate effect suspended the participation of the Republic of Sudan in all AU activities. The Council, in a statement, says the suspension remains until the effective establishment of a civilian-led transitional authority in the country. The Security Council believes such measures is the only way to allow Sudan to exit from the current crisis. And talking sports now with Kene Emabodike to guide us.